Plaintiff Jennifer Williams says she's a recovering crack addict who's been clean for 21 years. As a result, Jennifer claims she and her son, the defendant, have always had a rocky relationship because he feels like Jennifer owes him. Jennifer's suing her son today for the balance due on a cell phone and breach of contract. Defendant Kaylin Williams says when he was a child, he was taken away from Jennifer due to her drug use, but he insists he does not resent her for that. Kaylin admits that he does feel like his mother could be more supportive of him, and he denies owing her for anything.
Start with you.
This is my son, Kaylin, that I love dearly. He's my oldest son. Kaylin and I have always had a rocky relationship. Kaylin feels like I owe him something in life.
After 18, he still felt that way?
Oh, yes. He still feels like.
Did you explain to him that you owed him up until age 18?
Oh, I told him I got him as far as he can go. I got him as far as he can go, and he needed to go the rest of the way.
When you're an adult, you take care of yourself.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a recovering addict. I was addicted to crack. I've been clean 21 years, August the 9th. And
August the 9th of what?
August the 9th of this year.
Okay.
And
but what was it like when you were addicted to crack, particularly on him?
It was
because
horrible.
That part you did owe him. Maybe he's trying to catch up on his tab. Maybe he still thinks he has a tab with you because for many, many years you were neglectful of him. I know you're going to suggest that you may not have been, but you were. I got news for you. And therefore, hey, you neglected me. You owed me a quality of life. You owed me a good education. You owed me a structured household. And you didn't give it to me. So I've kept a ledger. and from age 5 to 12, no Disney World. So then...
No new gym shoes.
No, Jordans. So they get no Jordans. If all the other kids got 2 or 3 pair of Jordans. All right, Mama. Look like you owe me $4,000.
Defendant Kaylin Williams says the plaintiff is his mother, and he claims he was taken away from her when he was a child due to her crack addiction.
How do you feel about those years that you were addicted to drugs as it relates to him? How did it affect him, in your opinion?
Actually, Your Honor, Kaylin I was in an addiction for 2.5, 3 years. So I got myself clean when Kaylin was 4, I think it was, when I went to rehab.
Okay,
and
did he ever go to Disney World?
Actually, yeah.
You did? You're knocking your price down. She don't owe you a thing. You're right. Go ahead.
Yes. But
did he graduate from high school and do all right with himself?
He did not, but he did get his GED.
Oh,
that he did do.
Right.
I think at about 21.
Okay.
Was when he made that accomplishment. What made you get your GED, Kaylin? I don't remember.
No. What made him drop out of high school?
Kaylin was running rambunctious. He was just out there. He was just buck. He was doing any and everything that he could. Right. Partying, drinking at an early age. At about, I think, 13, my dad said, send him to me. You know, I'll take care of him. And my dad and I co-parented together. My dad gave him a beautiful home to live in, put him in a nice middle school out in the suburbs. So he had the guidance. He just, he didn't go along with it.
We'll hear from you, young man. Then we'll get to the loan on a cell phone you're suing him for. But I want to hear a little background on yourself.
I love my mom. I really do. But like she said, our relationship has always been rocky.
Why?
I don't feel like she owes me anything, but I feel like my mom could be more supportive.
When did it become rocky?
I mean, like, soon as she got clean. When she got clean, and I was just, when I was younger, I felt some type of way because she was using. And
you weren't 4? You weren't 4 years old when she cleaned herself up?
It was about that time. It's about that time.
So you were resentful for her addiction when you were age 2 to 4?
That's about that time, yes, sir.
Okay, well, go ahead. You were resentful from age 2 to 4 because what again?
like we got into DCFS custody. My grandmother took custody of me and my brother. And I mean, when she came home, she was definitely on it. Like me and my brother had to, whatever we asked for, you know, she did it for us. Like she wasn't, after she got together, she wasn't neglectful of us at all. I always had a problem with my mom because I felt like she treated me different than my other brothers.
So when did it stop?
It never stopped.
Okay. And do you want to discuss this? Did you know he still has a problem with you?
Oh yeah, I know he still
What do
has a
you
problem
believe?
with me, and
Okay.
I've said, Kaylin can continue to have his issues. I have forgiven
What do you
myself.
think the problem is from?
He didn't grow up with his dad. He has a lot of resentment
Towards you?
towards me for his dad not being present in his life.
He's expressed that before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, on several occasions.
Okay.
Even since he's been grown, I haven't communicated with his dad in about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, every now and then, you know, we would communicate. And Kaylin had a problem with that because he said, that wasn't in my life, so why you talking to him, you know?
Okay.
Which I can understand him feeling like that. But to the same token, you know, those are issues that he should have talked with his dad. He could have worked those things out with his dad.
If his dad didn't want to work it out, he couldn't.
They had it. They've
And
met.
if you knew there was a problem, why didn't you take him to counseling?
They've met. Oh, I have.
How many?
He's several.
Oh, okay. And it didn't work?
Several times.
All right,
and
just
it did not
didn't work.
I did everything I
Okay.
could.
Did you go to counseling?
I did.
What else do you want to tell me in terms of background?
As far as me and my mom's relationship, like I said, we've never been on best terms. I feel like my mom, there's been times she's helped me when I fell on hard times, and there's been times when my mom has called on me and I've helped her out. As far as just my life, I feel like my mom wants me to take her advice and put that in my life. And I feel like, you know, I'm grown now and, you know, I do as I please. I do what I need to do. And she's right. There was a time when I was just running around, just, man, in some of everything. Like I'm maybe like 2 or 3 years into just deciding to start doing the right thing, having a family, have stability, work a legit job, like
Good.
just to that point now.
Good.
And it's like, you know, now to the point where I'm getting things in order, and I feel like my mom should really be in my corner at this time, and I feel like she's not.
All right.
Defendant Kaylin Williams says the plaintiff is his mother, and he claims he was taken away from her when he was a child due to her crack addiction.
Why don't you tell me about the lawsuit, the cell phone?
Okay, Your Honor. Back in May, Kaylin and I had a conversation. Kaylin was helping me with my dad, who has passed on since then. He was helping me with my dad. And I needed a way to reach out to Kaylin, and he didn't have a phone. So I agreed to let Kaylin get a phone on my AT&T account, at which time he said he would make the payments. No problem, Mama, I'll make the payments. So a couple of months went by, Kaylin didn't make any payments, but I didn't let that stop it. I still let him keep the phone. You know, he needed communication. Recently, I started asking Kaylin, I need the phone. I need the phone. Because he wasn't making any payments on it. And I was just tired of picking up other people's slack. So he refused to bring me the phone. So I popped up over his house one day. I tell him, Kaylin, I need the phone. He goes, I don't have the phone. I had to sell the phone to get my lights turned on. I said, what? You didn't have, you sold the phone that I'm still
And
paying
that's
on.
for how much?
The
How much
balance,
does he owe you on that, the balance?
the balance left on the phone is $585, Your Honor.
And what's the other money for?
Back in July, I think it was July 7th, Kaylin's landlord showed up and they were being evicted right then and there. So he called me, very upset. Okay, calm down, I got you. I rented them a moving truck. That was $82. And then they had somewhere to go, but they needed to give the new landlord $300. So I told him, if I loan you this $300, you're gonna sign a promissory note. So I wrote out the promissory note, which I have here today.
And
I wrote out the
bill?
promissory
Let
note.
me have the bill also, please.
Oh, okay. I think that would be that.
Has he paid you anything on it?
He gave me, he came to my door one day.
Paid
shoved
$80?
$80 in my
All right.
hand.
Let me
and
hear
said,
from you regarding the phone and the note that you wrote.
I did sign a promissory note.
What about the phone? Let's start
The
there.
phone, like during the time my grandfather was getting ready to pass, she needed to contact me. She said, I don't want to lose his number. I didn't have a phone prior to that. Didn't need a phone prior to that. I don't talk to anyone. My fiance has a phone. If anybody got to call me, they call me on that phone. She offered this phone to me. So she gave me the phone.
It was a gift. Is that what you're saying?
I took it as a gift.
Okay.
I took it as a gift.
All right.
And I mean, you offered this phone.
She never told you had to pay?
She told me I had to carry my own. I got to cover my own bill. I said, all right, that's fine.
Well, now, what made you think it was a gift if you had to pay?
Because I didn't ask for a phone. You offered me this phone.
No, but you agreed to pay. She's offering you something to pay for.
But she also turned around a few weeks after that and was like, hey, my data is extremely high. I'm taking you off my bill. You can have that phone and go make that phone a prepaid.
Okay, so she made it a gift later.
Yes.
Okay. Is that true? Did you later say you're
No,
going to
Your
take him
Honor.
off and not have to pay?
No. Well, we did have that discussion because he was raising the
Did you at
data.
any point tell him he didn't have to pay, ma'am?
No. I told him, Kaylin, you're raising up that data. I'm going to take you off and make you go prepay, AT&T pick up and go. He said, okay. We never got to AT&T to make that change. We never went. Both of us had to go in
Why didn't you?
to switch the phone over. I think because my work schedule and his schedule wasn't vibing.
And why do you say you all didn't go to AT&T?
That's right. Our schedules just weren't matching up.
Okay, well then, no, you didn't meet the terms of the amended agreement, so you owe the original agreement. What's your defense against the payment of the $300?
I did sign that. At that time, I was in a desperate need. Like, I had to get into a new home, and I had every intention on paying that back. And then I fell on hard times, and that was the reason why I ended up having to sell the phone.
And did you ever go beyond your GED?
No, I didn't.
All right. And what type of employment do you have?
I'm a cook.
Defendant Kaylin Williams says the plaintiff is his mother, and he claims he was taken away from her when he was a child due to her crack addiction.
So sounds like you might need to pursue a post-high school education, which is the case in this economy. Most folks who don't go beyond high school, they never go beyond a minimum wage job. So if you want to be able to handle your responsibilities, then you have to increase your education, whether it's a community college, a trade school, or a university. So that'll help relieve all these financial challenges. In the meantime, you can't take on any other burdens. You don't have any children, right?
I do.
How many?
I have 4 stepkids and 1 son.
5 kids on a minimum wage job?
It's 2 kids, Your Honor, not 5. Kaylin has 2 children, one that he does not claim, and the other 4
He said
are
4
Miss
stepkids.
Emily's.
He didn't say they were.
All right, but he's taking responsibility for them. I know he's not paying, but he's saying I should pay, and that I want to pay, and that I am responsible for them.
But my
He's just
son-
not doing it.
Your Honor, my son's mother lets me have no communication with him. I can't see him. I can't even do for him.
Why can't you do for him? That's what I heard.
She doesn't allow me to.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have the address?
I call my son's mother.
Do you have her
I
address?
do.
So mail her the check. Do that. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. 887. It's your judgment.
I still love you. It's just, I just can't deal with you after this, you know? I couldn't deal with you after this.
And the feeling's mutual. You know, Kaylin, I love you. I don't like your ways. And the only thing I can do is pray for you at this point. I hope that things get better for you. And you're right. We do need to go our separate ways until you grow up.
Just because, like she said, they are my kids, I want her to stay away from my kids. I want her family to stay away from my kids because I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like for you to smile in my baby's face and then the next day in the courtroom be like, oh, they're not his. And then their faces be like, okay, they're granny's babies. So, and that, my house is off limits to everybody in his family except for him.
Emily, I'm fine with it. I don't come to y'all house.
okay.
Y'all come to my house. Y'all need me.
You can't
Hold
come to
up,
my house
Call
the other
me
day.
when y'all need something.
You know,
Y'all can't even take care of
It goes
yourself.
both ways.
Y'all call me.